If you've been following my Twitch, then you'll know that I've been streaming a lot of bingos lately, a lot of Terraria speedrunning bingos. And if you've been following my Twitter, you'll see that I've been obsessing over an event called Bingothon Summer 2020. Think of it like GDQ, except it's bingo, instead of traditional speedruns. We were raising money to help fight against coronavirus. It was a big bingo marathon, a bunch of runners, a bunch of games, and I was lucky enough to be invited to the Terraria portion. I did this bingo with 3 other runners, a person 13, Max Overpower, and Psionics. This was very fun, to say the least. I had a blast during this. I was happy with my performance during the bingo. I placed a close second place to Max Overpower, who got first, and by the way, he's the #1 Terraria speedrunner, so I was really proud of what I did. I was also proud of the commentary I provided. I was not expecting to take the stage like that. And my friends were there to cheer me on. It was really fun, man. I had a blast. So I figured I'd put together a bit of a highlight reel for y'all. Hope you guys enjoy.
We are live.
Sick.
Welcome, runners. Welcome to this amazing Terraria run. You are free to say whatever you want about the run before we start. So what kind of category you have? Give the viewers a little bit of context.
So basically, Terraria has 2 stages in a typical playthrough. We got hard mode and pre-hard mode. Hard mode is activated when you kill a boss known as the Wall of Flesh, and basically everything just changes from there on. Just new items, new enemies, new evil biome, stuff like that. So that's how you divide Terraria. And we are going to be doing pre-hard mode because it's easier and it's just faster, it's just more consistent. All right, so we're going to be generating the world now. When you generate a world in Terraria, you have some options. You can choose world size, so we're going to be doing small because small is always the optimal method for runs, just because it's easier to get around them. Normal mode and expert mode, we are going to be normal for the sake of consistency. Corruption and Crimson. So this is the world evil, essentially. They each have their own benefits. They each have their own items, their own bosses. But Crimson is considered superior for the most part for runs, just because of the content it has to offer. And I'm going to be generating the world, and then I'll be sharing it with the rest of the runners. We do not know what is going to be in this world, but I'm going to be giving the world file to the rest of the runners so we can all experience it together. Another thing I forgot to mention is that we are actually using an old client for Terraria. We're using the T-Mod Loader client, which is essentially, well, how you play modded Terraria. And the reason we're using this client is that it's on an older patch. Terraria 1.4 came out on May 16th, and it patched duplication, which we used for runs. So yeah, once again, for the sake of consistency, we are going to be using this old patch, so we have duplication on our side.
All right, then I'd say you guys can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
I didn't really think the no torches part through, but whatever. Oh shit, I can't build NPC houses without torches. Oh.
Alright, well, this is going well for me. I just found bombs. Bombs are pretty important because instead of just mining manually, you could just blast your way to hell, the deepest part in Terraria, where you could kill the Wall of Flesh boss.
It's a good thing there's, 17 iron bars at spawn. So since we are not allowed to use torches, I am going to be using the torches I did get to make flaming arrows, and that's going to be my light source for when I explore caves. Also, since I am not allowed to use torches, I won't be able to get NPC houses, which NPC houses can be important for a lot of items, most notably fishing. Because if you get NPC items, or if you get NPCs, you can get the merchant, and the merchant will sell important stuff, like for invincibility machines and for fishing. But unfortunately, I am not able to fish. Fishing can get you lots of cool loot, and it is necessary for some stuff. Like, if we were doing a hard mode of bingo, then we'd pretty much need to fish. because we can get all the cool hard mode materials easily. But I do not have such luxuries.
I'm gonna try to go for the 10 NPC goal.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yes, I'm gonna make a lot of NPC houses right away. The more you have, the higher chance you have for them moving in.
Ooh, I already found a hard crystal. That's really good. Also found gems. Gems can be made into hooks, and hooks are like one of the best mobility items in Terraria.
Alright, so I think I might have accidentally just used the torch. I just did it again. Alright, so I guess that's gonna count.
Alright, so I think that was a pretty successful spelunking session. I'm gonna start hard duping now. So I mentioned a duplication glitch earlier, but the said glitch only works if you have at least 2 of that item. If you only have 1 of that item, then you're gonna have to resort to a little trick called hard duplication, where basically save and exit the game, put the 1 item you have in a chest, and is that everything I need to hard dupe? Spelunkers, recall, and Alt F4. And when you log back into the world, get my Tmod loader client out, then you will have the 2 of that item. So then you'll be able to easily duplicate that with the easier dupe method. When a weapon is generated in Terraria, whether you craft it or buy it from an NPC,
Keep using torches, okay.
or get it from an enemy, it can have a certain modifier on it, which can change its stats. So since duplicating is a thing, we can craft as many weapons as we need until we get the desired modifier. Like my bow right now, this has murderous, so plus 9% damage, plus 8% speed, and plus 3% critical strike chance. So that's gonna be super helpful. Like
I'm going for the diagonal, top left to bottom right, which involves 10 NPCs.
Yeah, I am going for
The other diagonal.
bottom left to top right. Not using torches is kind of painful, but it's fine. Actually, no.
I was going for bottom left, top right until I started using torches unconditionally. So.
Yeah, so I'm going for column 4, and one of the things I have to do for that is kill 4 different bosses with 4 different classes. So Terraria has a bunch of different classes you can use to fight enemies, and 4 of those are melee, range, summoner, and mage.
In Terraria, there are 6 different types of gems, which are amethyst, topaz, sapphire, emerald, ruby, and diamond. There's also a 7th gem known as amber, but to get your hands on that is a very special case, and it doesn't function like the other gems do. But essentially, these gems can be made into hooks. They can also be made into magic staffs. And depending on the gem, depends on the strength of the gem or the staff. The thing about Ruby is one of the most important, if not the most important gem in Terraria, because it is the only gem that'll allow you to fight a boss known as King Slime. And King Slime is a super important boss because he can drop Slimy Saddle. And Slimy Saddle lets you grants you access to an invincibility glitch.
Which we're probably not gonna be using.
Yeah, it's for the most part, invincibility is highly unnecessary in pre-hard mode. If you're going into hard mode, then yeah, you're gonna want to use invincibility. But either way, King Slime still is part of the goals I'm going for, so I will need to find a ruby at some point. Speaking of which, I should probably drink my Spelunker potions. Oh yeah, I forgot another reason that King Slime is so important is because when you damage King Slime, he summons blue slimes to aid him. And these blue slimes have a chance of dropping souls, which is only a hard mode thing, we're not going to be seeing any souls for this run because it's pre-hard mode, but souls are very important for crafting certain things in hard mode. So that's another reason King Slime is so important for runs. The thing about souls is like when an enemy is in a specific biome, whether it be the Crimson Corruption or Hollow, any enemy in that biome will have a chance to drop souls. But it's 1 out of 5, and King Slime is really good for that because he summons so many enemies, so you can get lots of souls really quickly. But once again, we are not going to be seeing any souls this run. But yeah, King Slime is just really good. It's a shame that he's walled off, but by like rubies. Alright, so I am at 4 out of 5 accessories. I am actually really surprised. I got Hermes boots, which is one of the best accessories in Terraria. They allow you to run really fast, way faster than the default running speed when you first started more like a new character. The only thing really stopping me from progressing right now is the fact that I have no rubies, so I'm still searching underground for that with Spelunker potions. Spelunker potions reveal all of the treasure around you, all the gems, all the ores, all the chests. So hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on a ruby soon so I can fight King Slime and accomplish one of my goals.
So I just killed the Brain of Cthulhu boss. I need to kill this boss to get an NPC underground. He will now randomly spawn underground, and I need him to summon an event for one of the goals. Oh, the one's army. He might take a while to spawn. He in fact usually does. But when he does, I can do this event, and it's one of the biggest RNG points of my diagonal.
Hey, I just realized, potion sickness counts as a debuff, doesn't it? So, like, I guess that'll count towards the goal.
Yeah.
Potion sickness is a debuff that you get from drinking a health potion, and it lasts for 60 seconds, or 45 if you have a certain charm on, but we're not going to be seeing that. Just to ensure that you don't spam healing potions and heal off of that. But anyways, I just found a ruby. This is what I've been going on about earlier, so... Alright, King Slime. Let's go. There's a chance that one of the blue slimes he spawns might drop a potion for me. Yep, just as I suspected. One of the slimes has granted me a swiftness potion, so I'll be able to use that for my buffs and debuffs goal. Oh, a mining potion too, I can use that.
I'm currently on 8 NPCs out of 10, and one of the other ones I'm gonna get is Witch Doctor, which is an NPC that only comes when you kill a jungle boss, so I'm looking for that.
In Terraria, you spawn in the center of the world when you start a new world. One side of the world is always going to have the snow biome. The other is always going to have the jungle biome. They can never both be on one side. So you can, if you find the snow biome on one side, you'll know that the jungle is on the other side. And the jungle is really good. Almost guaranteed entrance to the underground every time. Really good loot down there. Better, it's almost always going to be better than what you'd get from normal caves. But there's a cost, because the jungle is one of the most lethal pre-hard mode areas in the game, and it's even dangerous in hard mode when you get new enemies spawning in there and stuff. So it's not friendly for new characters who are just starting out, but if you're able to make it through the challenges it has to offer, you will be rewarded greatly. Also, I just got my 5th accessory, so now I can mark that goal off. Fighting Queen Bee isn't 100% necessary for the goals I'm doing right now, but Queen Bee does drop like some of the best pre-hard mode weapons in the game. Basically, like bee-nades in particular. Bee-nades are really good. They're basically grenades that when they explode, they release a swarm of bees, and they do a ton of damage, and they're just really good. Also, I'm trying to find the cave for honey, which is going to be one of the buffs I'll need to make this possible. I was originally going to plan to fight Queen Bee anyway, so I could get the poison debuff. When you're doing a run, you either want to fight Wall of Flesh with bee-nades or dynamite. Bee-nades make it easier, though, and I figure I might as well. it's possible that if you're under pressure or if you're choking under pressure, dynamite against Wall of Flesh might not work out. You just can't let the nerves get to you, and B-nades are just a much safer option. Also, B-nades eliminate the need to make an arena for the most part. Or a bridge.
So obviously, all of you enjoy playing Terraria quite a bit. Is there anything about Terraria that you just specifically love, specifically doing bingos? What keeps you bringing you back to it? Out of curiosity.
I love this game. I've loved it ever since like 2015. I've been playing this game for a while. I love speedrunning games, and I love Terraria. It's my favorite game of all time. So combine the two, and I just get a real kick out of this game. There's so much to do, so much to explore, so much to see. And I can almost never get bored of it, because even if I complete a playthrough, which I've done many times, I can always mix up my other playthroughs I do in the future. And oh crap, I'm gonna die. Never mind. The thing about speedrunning Terraria is like it's the game I'm best at speedrunning. I've done other games, like I've speedrun other games, but ever since I started speedrunning Terraria, I can never quite go back to other games and speedrun them because I don't know, I never really got as much enjoyment out of speedrun. I can't get as much enjoyment out of speedrunning other games anymore because I feel like I'm not really making a difference with my runs since they're not really like good. But I really enjoy doing it for Terraria because I feel like my runs actually mean something. And I always am proud of where I place on the boards.
And about bingo in particular, there's a lot of variety in the bingo. And like when you do your normal runs of all kinds of categories, there's usually strategies that are like the meta all along. But in bingos, there's just so much more to do. That's why we do them occasionally.
Alright, time to get my 12 buffs and debuffs category goal complete. Just place down the honey, buff, get damaged. So, and then I can use my potion sickness and bam, 12 buffs and debuffs accomplished. But I'll have to wait to mark that for when I defeat the Queen Bee. I only have one goal left after this, and it's just to kill the Wall of Flesh. Once I get my hands on these B-nades, it should be easy peasy mac and cheesy. It just depends on if a voodoo demon is going to spawn or not. So I'll go more into detail on how you go about finding and killing the Wall of Flesh after I'm done with the Queen Bee fight. Also, I think I should mention how I killed this thing how I summoned this thing in the first place. When you're exploring the underground jungle, you have a chance of finding a big beehive, and in the center of that beehive is going to be larva. If you break the larva open, you will spawn Queen Bee. But what I did was I placed a bomb, or a stick of dynamite at the larva, and it takes a little while to blow up. So what I did was I recalled back to my spawn point, and then once the larva broke from the dynamite, the Queen Bee spawned near me, right back at spawn. So I was able to manipulate it where it spawned, and it's just easier to fight the Queen Bee at spawn than in that very, very tiny hive.
Here I just had the last NPC moved in, Witch Doctor, and that completes the third goal. And this is an event where you have to defend the crystal in the middle from the enemies approaching, but because of the dupe glitch and some of mechanics of how the sentries place, sentries are the things that help you defend it. If you dupe the mana used to summon sentries, you can make an unlimited amount of them, and they're just gonna do all the work for you. But usually you would have to really defend it, and they would just do some of the damage.
Alright, so I am only one goal away from completing this whole thing. All I need to do now is kill Wall of Flesh. So, you might have noticed that when we spawn into this world, there is an individual with us. This person is one of the many NPCs you can find in Terraria. His name is the Guide. Oh, there was Ruby here, I missed it. Anyway, yeah, his name is the Guide. He's supposed to serve as a, guide for new players. He can give you tips and stuff. He can even show you crafting recipes. If you give a material to him, he can show you what to craft with it. And I love that feature personally. It's especially helpful for modded playthroughs when you're playing a Terraria mod that adds new stuff and you're finding new materials and you want to know what to craft. But most importantly for this case, when you approach the underworld, which is basically a hell-like biome, you will be able to have a chance of finding voodoo demons. These voodoo demons carry guide voodoo dolls. And if you drop the guide voodoo doll in the lava in the underworld, you will kill your guide. He will respawn when he is given the chance, thankfully. But you will kill the guide, and the wall of flesh will spawn. It is a sacrifice that is needed to summon what is essentially the guardian of this world of Terraria, to prove that you are worthy for the challenge that is about to come, hard mode. Unfortunately, voodoo demons can be very elusive. Oh, is that a bone pickaxe? Huh. That's a very rare drop. Voodoo demons don't show up as often as I would like them to, which is very unfortunate, but there's not much you can do about it. You can get a water candle from the dungeon, which will increase your spawn chances. You can also stop by the jungle, which will increase your spawn chances as well, if you, like, go under the jungle. Anyways, yes, I am approaching the underworld right now. That's where I am. It is time to build a bridge. And a bridge is going to be very important for this boss, because you'll see how the fight is structured in a second, assuming I can get this thing summoned. But you'll just have to wait and see.
And for me, I just need to finish this goal to do a bingo, because the last one is open 3 golden chests, and I've opened plenty more than 3 golden chests when I was caving. So I'm gonna mark that goal.
Oh, hey, there's the voodoo demon I was looking for. Alright, so this is a guide voodoo doll, and once we drop this in the lava, I will be able to summon the wall of flesh, and you will see why building a bridge is so important for this boss in a second. Boop. Ladies and gentlemen, the wall of flesh. He is a wall of flesh, as you might imagine, that will keep moving one direction. This is why a bridge is so important, because he will force you to keep going one way. But with B-nades, this is a pretty easy fight. That's a GG. So I have secured 2nd place. Phew, that was great. We're just gonna have a little fun since I'm done with this. H. Ladies and gentlemen, H.
There you go, then it's time.
The H must be on display. I will not have it any other way.
Can confirm H. Good job, everyone.
Quick shout out to an anonymous donation, $1. That puts the file name, the character name for Celeste, to the name Nick with 2 I.
It's pronounced nice, actually.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm an old boy, so I have no idea about them. The Zoomer memes, I'm sorry. So, all right, the name is now nice for the character of Celeste. And if you want to change that, there's still plenty of room, because it's just at $1, or you can support it. It's for a good cause. Remember, we're raising funds for Fred Hutch COVID-19 research.
The person who made that donation was my friend Synedix, and the name he suggested was the name of a fucking furry music artist.
That was really fun.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
That's good.
And any shoutouts you want to give? Any greetings to the community?
No.
Are
real
you for the
shout-out.
only persons in the community? I don't believe so, but
No.
Shout out to Real Logic for making an update, a very major update on 16th of May. Made the game a lot more fun, refreshing. We didn't run on the new patch because it came out very recently, and we were used to the old patch with bingos. But yeah, a really fun update.
Shout out to two of my friends. One of them is Synodix Uwu. You can see them in chat right now. The other one is my boyfriend, XenoZX. You can see him in chat right now. And is mainly the inspiration behind this giant H you see right here. He's amazing. I love him. Thank you so much, buddy. And yeah, that's all I really have for shoutouts.
Shoutouts to this is gonna sound stupid. So shoutouts to 1.4 toilets. You could sit on them now.
And I guess for me, just shoutouts to Hectic. He's the one who made this bingo, who made the boards for us.
Yeah, definitely. He's a really good guy.
And all the viewers who saw the race and think that this looks interesting, how can they get in touch with you? Where should they look to?
On speedrun.com/Terraria, there's a link to the Discord. That's where you can find all of us. Ask any questions about speedruns if you want to get into it, or you're just curious about something.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you heard them, and thank you very much again for the run. It was very interesting to see that. Terraria is the randomly generated game. I think randomly generated games are always interesting in bingos, especially. All right. So thanks for the run again, and I guess we will get into the transition any second now.